Galactic Council Hall was massive and cold. Its ceiling was so high that clouds moved slowly under glowing lights. Rows of alien leaders sat on floating thrones, each one showing power and pride. This hall had decided the fate of many worlds. Today, it was Earth's turn. Commander Ethan Vale stood alone at the center of the hall. He wore a simple black uniform, clean but old in design. Behind him stood a tall metal frame, Earth's newest prototype. It looked plain, almost unfinished. No sharp blades, no glowing cores, no golden armor plates. Whispers began to spread across the hall. Is that it? That is Earth's best. They came all this way for a joke. Soon, whispers turned into laughter. Some aliens leaned forward to look closer. Others waved their hands in mock respect. A few openly laughed without shame. To them, Earth was always weak. A species that survived only because stronger races allowed it. High above them all sat the Queen of the Velmari. Her throne shimmered with living crystal. Her eyes were calm and sharp. She looked at Ethan, then at the armor. A slow smile touched her lips. So this is Earth's answer, the Queen said. Her voice echoed softly, yet everyone heard it. A silent man and an empty shell. The hall laughed again, louder this time. Ethan did not react. He did not speak. He did not raise his head. He simply stood still, hands at his sides. The narrator's voice would have said that humans had learned this lesson long ago. When you are weak, silence keeps you alive. Earth had been part of the Galactic Alliance for only 50 cycles. In that time, humans had fought in wars that were not theirs. They had guarded borders they did not choose. They had blared for promises that were never kept. The galaxy called humans brave. But brave was just another word for useful. One alien commander floated closer. His armor was thick, covered in energy lines. He looked down at Ethan with clear amusement. You bring no weapons, he said. No shields, no fleet. Do you expect mercy? Ethan slowly lifted his head. His eyes were calm, not angry, not afraid. He looked at the alien, then past him, at the entire council. We did not come to ask for mercy, Ethan said quietly. The room grew a little quieter, not silent, but curious. The Queen leaned forward, resting her chin on her hand. And what did Earth come to ask for? She said. Ethan took a slow breath. He reached down and tightened the strap on his glove. The sound was soft, but it echoed in the sudden stillness. We came to show you something, he said. More laughter followed. Even the Queen smiled again. Very well, she said. Show us your miracle. Ethan turned slightly, placing his hand on the cold surface of the prototype, and metal felt solid, heavy, real. This was not built to impress. It was built to endure. As he stepped closer to the armor, the lights in the hall flickered for just a moment. No alarm sounded. No warnings appeared. Most did not notice, but the Queen did. Her smile faded just a little. Her fingers tightened on her throne, because for the first time, something in the hall felt wrong. And the laughter had not yet stopped. The laughter slowly faded, but the mockery remained. Alien eyes stayed fixed on Ethan and the silent armor. To them, this moment was entertainment. Earth standing alone in the most powerful hall in the galaxy. Ethan placed his hand fully on the metal frame. It did not react. Not yet. The prototype remained still, like a sleeping giant. The Queen watched him carefully. Her people had ruled star systems for thousands of cycles. She had seen fear, pride, and lies, but this human showed none of them. Humans always surprise me, she said calmly. You survive wars you should lose. You rebuild cities faster than expected, and yet you remain weak. Some leaders nodded in agreement. Others smiled. They believed they understood humans. Ethan slowly turned his head toward the Queen. Earth was never meant to be strong, he said. That is what you wanted. The hall grew quieter. Not silent, but uneasy. Long ago, humans were invited into the Alliance's helpers. They were given old ships, outdated weapons, second-hand armor. They were told it was enough. Humans fought anyway. They adapted. They learned. They watched how every species defended itself. They watched how aliens reacted to fear, to loss, to pressure. While the galaxy slept in safety, Earth studied disaster. One alien general floated forward, his voice sharp and proud. You are alive because we protect you, he said. Without us, Earth would fall in a single cycle. Ethan did not argue. He did not deny it. Instead, he nodded slowly. Yes, he said, that is true. This answer confused them. They expected anger or excuses. Ethan continued. Earth learned to live under that shadow. We learned what it means to be ignored, what it means to be expendable. The Queen's eyes narrowed slightly. Is this a speech? She asked. Or a confession? Ethan's hand tightened on the armor fray. This is history, he said, the kind you never cared to read. The hall felt heavier. Even though nothing had changed, some leaders shifted in their seats. Humans had lost worlds, colonies erased, fleets destroyed while defending alien. Borders end every time. The galaxy said the same thing. Earth will recover, because humans always did. Ethan stepped fully in front of the armor now, standing between it and the council. Like a shield, or a warning, he saw us break. He said, "You never asked what we became after." The Queen leaned back slightly. Her smile was gone now, replaced by interest. "And what did you become?" she asked. Ethan did not answer right away. He looked up at the vast ceiling, at the stars moving above the hall. "We became something you forgot," he finally said. "A species that does not fear being weak." Silence spread slowly, not forced, not commanded, chosen. The prototype behind him gave a low sound, soft, almost like a breath. Several leaders looked around, trying to find the source. The Queen felt it too, a strange pressure in the air, like the calm before a storm. Ethan turned his back to the council, facing the armor fully now. "The galaxy laughed at Earth," he said quietly. "But laughter taught us patience." His hand reached for the activation point, and this time, no one laughed. Ethan's hand hovered over the activation point. The hall was silent now, too silent. Even the floating thrones had stopped moving. Every eye watched the human, some with doubt, some with curiosity, some with hidden fear. The prototype stood tall behind him. Its surface was dark and rough. No symbols, no flags, no signs of power. One alien leader finally spoke. "Is this your final trick?" he asked. "Or are you delaying the shame?" Ethan did not turn around. He did not answer. He pressed his hand against the armor. A deep sound rolled through the hall. Not loud, not violent, but heavy, like a mountain shifting underground. The lights dimmed slightly, not failing, but bending. Several aliens looked down at their control panels. All systems were normal, yet something felt wrong. The armor began to move. Slowly, piece by piece, plates shifted and locked into place. Not fast, not dramatic, but certain energy readings appeared. Across the hall, low at first, then rising, not in sharp spikes, but in steady waves. "This is impossible," one scientist whispered. "There is no visible power source." The gravity changed. At first, it was barely noticeable. Then chairs creaked. Floating thrones lowered closer to the floor. Strong alien warriors adjusted their stance. Some stumbled. Others clenched their claws to stay upright. Ethan stepped forward, the armor wrapped around him smoothly, like it had been waiting. No sparks, no glowing lights, just perfect alignment. The Queen's eyes widened. Her throne sank several inches. For crystal beneath her cracked softly. "What is this?" she demanded. Ethan did not reply. The helmet sealed shut with a dull sound. The hall's sensors screamed silently. Unable to explain what they were seeing, pressure filled the air. Not heat, not force, but presence. It felt like standing too close to a star. Not burning, but undeniable. Several alien leaders fell to one knee, not by command, but by instinct. Their bodies reacted before their minds could. "This armor is not attacking," a voice said in fear. "It is rewriting local space." Ethan turned slowly. Each step echoed across the hall. Heavy, controlled. He faced the council now, tall, still, unmoving. "You laughed at Earth's prototype." His voice came through the armor, calm and steady. "You saw weakness." He took one step forward. The floor cracked beneath his boot. "We saw survival." The Queen tried to stand. Her muscles locked, her breath caught in her chest. For the first time in her long reign, her body did not obey her will. "This was built for war," she whispered. Ethan shook his head slowly. "No," he said. "This was built for after war." The hall trembled gently, not collapsing, but yielding. Every species present understood one thing in that moment. This was not a weapon meant to destroy armies. It was meant to endure anything the galaxy could throw at it. Ethan stood at the center of the hall, silent, unchallenged, and the galaxy realized too late. Earth had not come to beg. Earth had come to stand. The hall no longer felt like a place of power. It felt like a place of judgment. Ethan stood in the center, the armor silent, yet overwhelming. The queen tried to move again. Her fingers twitched, her legs strained, but her body refused. Her breath came slow and heavy, not from fear alone, but from pressure. "This cannot be," she said quietly, her voice shaking despite her effort to stay calm. She had faced warlords, rebellions, entire fleets rising against her rule, and yet she had never felt this helpless. Around her, other leaders struggled. Some had fallen fully to the floor, others knelt with bowed heads, not in respect, but survival. Ethan did not move. He did not raise a weapon. He did not threaten anyone. That was what made it worse. This pressure, one alien whispered, "It is not force, it is authority." The queen's eyes locked onto Ethan. "You planned this," she said. "Earth planned all of this." Ethan's voice came calm through the armor. "No," he said. "We prepared." He took one slow step forward. The sound echoed like a heartbeat. "For generations," he continued, "Earth lived knowing it could be erased. We learned to build for that future." The queen felt the truth in his words. Not anger, not pride, just certainty. "You used fear as fuel," she said, almost to herself. Ethan nodded slightly. "Fear teaches quickly," he replied. "Pain teaches forever." The hall's great screens flickered to life, without command, without permission. They showed images of Earth, storms, wars, cities burning, hands rebuilding from ash, humans fighting battles they did not start, standing guard while others ruled. "We were never the strongest," Ethan said. "We were the ones who did not stop." The queen tried to speak again, but her throat felt tight. For the first time, she understood. This armor was not a threat, it was proof. Proof that humans had turned suffering into structure, loss into design. "This changes everything," she whispered. Ethan looked up at her throne, at the cracks spreading through the crystal. "It already did," he said. The pressure increased just a little, not enough to harm, enough to warn. The queen froze completely, not just her body, but her thoughts. Her empire had always believed one truth, that power belonged to the oldest, the largest, the loudest. That belief shattered in silence. The armor systems glowed softly now, not bright, not proud, steady. Ethan turned slightly, looking at every leader in the hall. "Earth does not seek your throne," he said. "We seek space to stand." No one argued, no one laughed. The queen lowered her eyes, a gesture no one had ever seen from her before. In that moment, the galaxy understood something new. Humanity was no longer asking for a place. Humanity had taken one. The pressure in the hall slowly began to fade, not suddenly, not fully, but enough for everyone to breathe again. Ethan stood still as the armor eased its hold on space. The sound of strained metal and relieved breaths filled the chamber. Alien leaders slowly rose from the floor, some with shaking limbs, some with lowered eyes. The queen remained seated, her hands resting on the cracked crystal of her throne. She looked older now, not in body, but in certainty. "You could have destroyed us," she said softly. "Why did you not?" Ethan turned toward her, the armor dimming as he moved. "Because destruction was never our goal," he said. "Survival was." The hall listened. Every word carried weight. "For a long time," Ethan continued, "Earth believed strength meant victory, but we learned something else." He raised one hand slightly. The armor responded, not with force, but balance. "Strength means standing when everything tells you to fall," he said. The queen closed her eyes for a moment, memories of lost wars and broken empires passing through her mind. "You hid this," she said. "You let us believe you were weak." Ethan nodded. "We did not hide," he replied. "We endured." A council elder stepped forward, his voice low and respectful. "The Alliance has misjudged Earth," he said. Others followed. One by one, heads bowed, not in fear, but in recognition. The queen slowly stood, the cracks in her throne glowing faintly behind her. "Earth will be recognized as an equal power," she declared, not as a shield, not as a tool, but as a voice. The words echoed through the hall, across relays, across stars. Ethan reached up and released the helmet seal. The armor opened smoothly, revealing his calm face once more. He did not smile, he did not celebrate, because humans had learned something important. Respect earned through patience lasts longer than respect taken by force. The prototype powered down completely, becoming once again a silent shell. Yet everyone in the hall knew the truth. It was never empty. As Ethan turned to leave, The Queen spoke one final time. The galaxy laughed at Earth. She said, "It will not laugh again." Ethan paused at the doorway. He looked back once. "We do not need fear," he said, "only memory." The doors of the council hall opened. Stars reflected off the armor's dark surface, and as the human walked forward, the galaxy adjusted its understanding of power. Earth had not conquered the stars. Earth had taught them how to stand.